Pregame.com.
College bowl action. We're going to take a look at Washington versus Baylor. I'm Marco D'Angelo, and I'm joined by my partner in crime today, Bryan Leonard. Bryan, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Oh, you a little worried right now? The guy's been just ripping my chops for, the past week. He comes in with zingers. Nice guy. We're going to get to this pick in a second because this is your video best bet. Last week, we talked about you were in a contest at Counter Gaming. Nice guy. Midnight show. And we know you don't like to be out at midnight.
Not at all.
And to show support, I'm a team player. I go down to the M at midnight to support you. He's on the air. Do you know how he greets me? Oh, Marco D'Angelo just walked in. While he's on air, I guess the buffet closed. Thanks. That was nice.
Got a pretty good laugh.
It did. But
Saw a lot of people nodding their heads also.
And, but there was one other joke that day that didn't get on the air that our own R.J. Bell told me and then later told you, and it was actually pretty good. And when I have to ask the question, he goes to you, Bryan, you're on the radio tonight. He goes, why are you all dressed up for radio when you come in to do the videos in a UNLV sweatshirt? Let me tell you, the guy, he looked like VR with just an extra pound or two. He was sporting the nightclub T-shirt, ready to go. Were you going to one of the clubs afterwards? Go on.
This room is so cold. I'm wearing a jacket now. I mean, a sweatshirt. Besides, between you and I know RJ probably doesn't watch these videos. He doesn't even know they're around. But he's not the sharpest dresser either, so we're calling the kettle black here.
People that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
That's right.
Well, at least that's one joke that can't be thrown my way. So, all right. Let's get into this video now that we're done busting each other's stones here. Washington and Baylor, we're going to actually agree on this video, and I'll let you take the lead and I'll counterpunch you because I know we're going to be talking about the same points with this game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the underdog here. I'll be on Washington. I do a lot of research on turnovers, and the team in college football who wins the turnover battle covers the spread 72% of the time. And so I like to pay special attention to teams who lose the turnover battle and still win the games. There's only 11 teams this year that had a winning spread record in games that they lost the turnover battle. One of those teams was Washington. So you've got a team who's undervalued in the betting public, and Washington finished the year, they lost 4 of their last 5 games. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people like to play these teams who are hot, Baylor, entering the bowl games. But you've got such a difference in the way these games are played, number one, and plus also the time difference. You take a look at the national champions, they're going to go a month before they end up playing, so you lose a lot of momentum there. So I like to play on these type of teams, and Washington's a team very focused, losing 3 out of the last 4, not 4 out of 5, my mistake. But they're looking for their first 8-win season since 2001. And take a look at their losses this year. They've lost 5 games, 3 of those losses to Stanford, Oregon, USC. Mm-hmm. Baylor would have also lost to Stanford, Oregon, and USC. And this is a team who upset Nebraska as a 14-point underdog in the bowl game last year. I like Sarkisian. I think he's a very good coach. And we also have the Heisman jinx. And that's something that a lot of people look at. I think he's gone 2-2 the last 4 years, but I think it's 6-4 the last 10. And overall, in fact, one of the guys in our Tuesday meeting, Arnie Lang, actually developed it. Mm-hmm. And we didn't even know that until this past week. It was kind of cool. And so we asked him for the exact number. He says, I just figure these things out. You guys are the ones that keep up on them, which I thought was very funny. But it's something that Arnie gives us a lot of different angles. Mm-hmm. Kids that went to high school in that state or whatever, and that's something he came up with, which nobody had thought of in the past. So you've got a team in Baylor who is a big offensive team. I like to go against those in the bowl, right. And we talk about how certain conferences match up. The Big 12 is a bad team in bowls. The last 5 years, 13-26 against the spread, whereas the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever they're called this year, 19-14 against the spread. So we're getting an underdog of more than a touchdown. We've got all this going together. I really like Washington in this game.
Well, I agree with you 100%. I like Washington too. You elaborated about their three of their 4 losses. Washington this year scored 30 or more points in 8 of their 12 games. 3 of the 4 games that they didn't score 30 or more was Oregon, Stanford, and USC. Teams that, have decent defenses, obviously, and then just dominate you offensively. The other thing is, you touched upon it about how Baylor was on a run. This Baylor team, they finished the season on a 5-game winning streak. In that 5-game winning streak, they beat Oklahoma and Texas. That was huge for this school to beat those two. Just to beat one of them in a given year is huge. The fact they beat both of them, and I think honestly that those 2 wins are what helped get RG3 to the Heisman Trophy, because it's just exposure, and for a small school, and let's face it, Baylor's not your top-notch university in the football landscape. For them to do that and beat those 2 storied programs in the same year got him that. Now, you've been sitting around for going to be 26 days before this starts. It is a momentum killer. You're sitting around, you're reading the press clippings. He's been doing all the, the banquet circuit, going to New York, and that's part of the Heisman jinx with the quarterback, is that the thing is that he can't possibly be as focused after all of the praise and everything that he's been getting the last couple weeks. And on the flip side of that, now he's got a great big bullseye square on his back. Washington comes in saying, we're facing the Heisman Trophy winner. They're focused on that. All of that together gets me on Washington, in addition to everything that you said. I agree with you 100%. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm not impressed with either team's defense. Both teams can move the ball. I'm going to take Washington plus the points. This is your video best bet. Right. So we'll give you the credit for it, but I'll give you an assist there, and we'll go from there. Call it Washington plus the points. Do you think they have a shot of winning this one, or you think Baylor will find a way to win it?
No, I definitely think they have a shot to win it, because you've got a Baylor team who hasn't played any defense all year long. And it's not like these conferences are low-scoring conferences. I mean, Washington has seen these type of offenses all year long in the Pac-12.
Good point. There you have it. Bryan Leonard's video best bet of the week. He says to take Washington. I agree with him 100%. For Bryan Leonard, I'm Marco D'Angelo. Thanks for watching. Remember, you can continue the conversation. Go to pregamevideos.com. We'll have a running thread in there, and we'll talk about all of the games that we've posted videos on. You can ask us questions on anything. We'll be in there all week long. Have a great holiday season. Talk to you soon.